You know how I do.
Amounts of right click. However, Song of the Siren disjointed the fight and came back in favor of Fnatic.
And welcome back. Game number 2 of our leadoff best of 3 of the day. It's the first of 4 here on the D2L, and it's going to be a couple of North American squads facing off. You're just now joining us. Navi US did drop game 1, surprisingly, if I'm totally honest, to SNA. And Sneaky Nick's Assassins taking the place of Team Secret. In the D2L, Secret did have to withdraw. But I'll tell you what, Trout, they really didn't look bad. And it's the first time I've casted this particular group of people in a long, long time. I've watched them, and, you know, they have their days where they look good. They have their days when they look bad. But we saw Navi US just hang an ugly loss on the Team Tinker not long ago. And they're looking good in D2L play, at least in the early stages of their campaign, but now in real danger of being derailed by this upstart SNA team.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a SNA team that just joined last minute, replacing, of course, Team Secret, who couldn't play out in this tournament, at least this season, and proving that they are definitely a contender to do so. With a nice victory over Navi US. And yeah, I agree. They really put on a clinic against Team Tinker. Was it yesterday? These days are all kind of flowing together.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. They've started to run together for me. Like,
yeah,
I just always say not long ago, because I honestly, like, 48 hours ago feels like yeah, that was happened to me yesterday in the Chinese matches too. Like, I was trying to refer to Western matches, and I literally couldn't remember if it was 2 days ago or just the series that we had just casted that morning. Like, I literally couldn't remember.
Yep, that'll happen. But yeah, Sneaky Nick's Assassins going with a Lycan and a Razor pick. I'm a big fan of Lycan. I was on the fence as to whether I think he was a top pick still after the nerfs, but I definitely think he is more than capable of being just as effective, if not even more in some situations because of the 650 movement speed. Navi US going to go with something different, have a little bit more time to think about the draft, because last draft they had quite the penalty because they were so freaking late.
Yeah. But, you know, this is going to be the second game in a row where Brax has just been like, nah, I'm drafting. I got it. And he just drafts fast. Like, he
does, yeah.
He didn't dip into a second of his bonus time in game 1. And looks like he's not going to dip into a second of it here in game 2. Like, you know, I've known Brax for years now, a couple of years anyway. And this, I guess I just never noticed it. Is he always drafted this way, or is it just something I've never picked? Yeah, like, I've never picked up on it, I guess.
When he was drafted for Navi US, he would draft similarly, I think, too. Like, just very confident and very bold picks, knows what he wants, and doesn't really deviate, you know, according to what the other team has done, which can be good, but can be bad sometimes. I think being flexible and drafting around another team is very smart. But if you have a plan already in mind, it's, you know, you don't want to deviate from it too much.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, talking to a number of the players is, you know, a lot of them kind of group their drafts into 3 different types from what I've gathered. One is, and I've been using this term ever since S4 used it the first time. He just calls it premeditated. Like, you know what you're going to draft, and you want to draft in such a way that you're so good at one or two particular aspects of your draft that the other side basically has to try to counter you. Like, if they don't, you're just going to almost auto win because you have such a really strong like synergy between 3 or 4 heroes. So that puts them on the back foot. Then you kind of have a mix, a hybrid, where it's like, yeah, we know we want to prioritize getting, say, this one particular core, and then these 2 supports to go with them, or maybe you're like an EG and you prioritize your mid picks very early, but you still want to have something that synergizes well with the mid. And then after that, you look at your supports, your offlaner, and that kind of a situation, and go, okay, now we're going to build in some flex. We'll adapt as needed. Then it's just a pure defensive draft where you come out and you go, we're just going to we're going to lead off with 1 or 2 hero picks that we are just going to base on nothing except how strong we feel like they are in general and how dynamic and flexible they are. Then we'll see what they do, and then we'll just go in to outplay them by outdrafting them.
Yeah, and if you look at Team Secret, I feel like most of their drafts are premeditated. They always know what they want, and it's relatively, if not the same thing every time, it's very close to. At least right now, that's what I've seen. But another pause from Fogged. Hopefully it's not a ping issue. Is this an East server? Did we switch it to East?
Yeah, we switched.
I'm pinging 100, so I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. Good old Yannis has to check. Keep an eye on the numbers, Fogged. Make sure you give us your approval whenever you're ready to go. Oh, this has been a long first series, man. It has just been a long one. And, I shouldn't complain that much. I guess I'm just tired and cranky.
2 hours for one game, man.
Yeah, and most of that was spent me getting trolled and argued with by Mike. And I do love Mike, but I haven't hosted a tournament or been a part of a tournament that he was in quite some time now. And we'll just say I forgot the pleasures of when Mike is in an uppity mood and decides to roll into your lobby at 9 a.m. West Coast time and hold court and tell you things that make you want to hit him in the mouth. But that's okay, because we're underway with game number 2. Much love, Mike, but yeah, I seriously might kill you. It might happen. Watch your back. Lock your doors. So we can see that Navi US is channeling their inner envy at this moment, running the Drow and the Visage. Very strong combination. I really like it in conjunction with the Ogre Magi. Even just one value point in the Bloodlust can buff that Drow up something nasty, at least in terms of, and not just in terms of...
Oh boy, Fogged. Oh boy, Fogged. You are so dead.
Way 2 says, see ya. Pieces out up the other side.
TC gets it too. That's really good. Yeah. Faster Vlads for him on the way. So probably a Ring of Bassi going to come out. As I imagine, Boots will come out onto the Disruptor. Sorry, not Disruptor, but the Witch Doctor. And then, yeah, you can get a Bassi ring here pretty soon.
Gonna have Mike on our clockwork out in the off lane. And it's going to be Fluff and Stuff playing on the Disruptor. Brax taking the Razor on into mid. It's going to be TC handling our Lycan. I agree with you, by the way. I feel like TC played pretty exceptionally well in game 1, all things considered. Still don't really like the core Void, and I even more so don't like the Battle Fury, but in the end, it doesn't matter. He just won, so shut me and everyone else up who had something to say about his approach. Fogged on the other side will be on our Visage. It's going to be Way 2, running under the name Leader of Tears, which for some reason, the more I see that name, the more I like it. He'll be on our Ogre Magi. It's going to be Ush, who played a fairly solid Naga Siren in game 1, but did show some issues in terms of really maximizing her potential once she did get the Radiance and the bots up. He's going to be on the Drow this time, and the Jakiro will be played by Snaking. This will be a core Jakiro out in the off lane by his Lonesome. And, yeah, on the other side, it will be Korok in mid, standing across from Brax.
Yep, Brax sucking up a little bit of his damage at the start here, but this will be actually, it should be a very favorite lane for Razor when I really think about it. So we'll have to see how Brax can do, and I'll look at that in a second. Snaking off lane Jakiro with the boots. Oh, Whitebeard, not a very good harassment pull right there, as he takes one of the creeps with him. And it's still with him. But nice pull there from Fluff and Stuff, getting the connect pull. So get some extra CS and experience for him, and he gets level 2 off of it. So he has Glimpse, actually. If he gets in range of snaking, it's a definite kill. Snaking does have a ward here to give him some vision. So, but they haven't, like, this is perfect creep equilibrium right here. This is exactly where they want it. And Whitebeard, does he have some tangos to eat or something? Yeah, there he goes. He should put some harass in.
Well, I mean, he's a witch doctor, so doesn't have tangos, but does have that heal. So he's going to be fine standing right in his face. I tell you what, man, witch doctor and this is just a personal statement, not talking about grand meta. Hold on, 2-minute rune is going to spawn, and wow, okay, snaking just goes mine. And he's going to take a lot of damage. He got hit with Thunderstrike. He's going to get glimpsed here, yeah. There's one auto attack that hits. Yeah, he's dead. So hope the bounty rune was worth it, as it's now 2-0. SNA leads this. Up in the other off lane, in comparison, Mike is level 2. So he's getting the job done here. Mike level 2, and he actually has managed to find himself 3 CS at the same time.
Yeah, probably with long-range rockets, but that's just the power of Howl, too. Like, that's something you forget about mentally. It's similar to, like, if there's a Furion in the game, if he was doing the same thing, Furion could have TP'd and just completely killed him easily. And so you just forget about that +1 aspect globally. And a very easy kill. And that's solo experience yet again for Fluff. And he's level 3 now.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. And, you know, and you really bring up a good point. Like with Ancient Apparition, what do we always talk about early on? It's like, oh, the power of Chilling Touch. Howl is basically Chilling Touch global. You know, it's like, it's kind of a big deal. And, you know, he can help out any lane. He can help any push. And certainly he hits like a truck. Ush at top is #1 on the CS board for Navi US. Right on par with our Troll Chief on the Lycan. I think I'm just gonna start calling him Troll Chief from now on. I think that is a cool name.
They did manage to get the ward that was blocking the pull. If you look, it was on that right side, upper right side. So they placed a second sentry to get it, but not pulling right now. Should probably pull the next wave. Actually, it is pushing up here for Mike. Action, or I should say aggression here being placed by Fog. Mike gets the cogs down and will get out scot-free.
Yeah, makes it back. He's level 3.5. I mean, he is doing legit. He's basically on par with the Visage, and see what level is Drow. Yeah, I was going to say she's probably a full level ahead, but still, on this clockwork, not doing a bad job. He's going to head back to the Hoos and regen up a little bit. 4-minute rune coming now. That'll be a bounty for Whitebeard at bottom. Regen being held on to by Waitsu, and Korok will be happy to come on over and take that for himself. Waitsu currently just level 2, so he's going to want to play some catch-up sometime in the near future. We can see Snaking has abandoned this offlane and is now just going to work on the jungle. And, you know, this is something that often gets overlooked, just how effective. I mean, it's not as effective as, you know, dedicated junglers are, but if you're a Jakiro and things are getting hairy and you're not really doing well, go stack a camp, throw some napalm and some, or not some napalm, but some liquid fire and some dual breath onto it, and you can burn it down pretty easy. And then, yeah, you have to go back to base. Oh, Korok is dead.
Yep, I was just going to say, putting pressure on mid is going to be very important for Nyx, especially before Storm hits level 6. Like we saw last night, Storm can really take over a game, especially with around runes, once he hits level 6. But slowing him down before then is a huge benefit to your team. And he was actually not doing too bad compared to Brax in mid. 19 CS compared to 25, and he did just get ganked, so it was relatively more even before that gank, so very important gank. They should just honestly just keep doing it. Like, sit here, just gank him over and over and over. He's level 6 and about one more creep wave, so they don't have too much time before they can really get some free ones here.
3-0. 5.5 minutes in, Jakiro will make his way back down to bottom just to make sure that the tower stays safe. This is one thing that is really nice about an offlane Jakiro is, you know, again, you can go to the jungle whenever things aren't very good and the equilibrium's not in your favor. As soon as you see them start to push, you show up, and with just dual breath and liquid fire, you can really punish them. There's going to be a glimpse on the Fog right into the loving arms of Mike. That was actually really well played by these two. That's going to be a free kill. And they may get Mike in return, though. It's going to be close. He's got a salve. Yeah, he's going to salve as soon as he gets into the Fog. I think Fluff and Mike are playing really well. Korok's going to come back up, though. Look to get a return kill.
Oh!
Cogs knocked him down. Fluff's going to be able to make it away. And Mike has a TP but doesn't have the mana after using the Cogs. Are you kidding me? Well played. He's going to make it down. Korok still chasing him almost out of spite. He's going to make it all the way over and gets a bottle charge on the way, eats a tree, and he's going to be able to go right back in the lane in time to get some XP off of this wave.
Oh, it's a big waste of time there for Korok too.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have much mana, so he's like, He kind of overshot it a little bit, and as a result, the cog pushed him out. Didn't have full vision of exactly or anticipate, like, you know, where exactly the hero would be. So yeah, as a result, he overshot it, and oh no, not too good. And as a result, Brax is just free farming mid, and Korok has just been sitting in the jungle. There were stacks for him because he was just too scared about getting killed again before he hit level 6. And Liter of Tears, spelt the Canadian way, Liter.
Liter. Having 1 liter of cola.
He's trying to get something here, but oh, he might die. He's got no boots. He's probably dead.
Yep, there's a glimpse. Kinetic field does assemble in time. And this is turning into an early game stomp, as it's 5-0. And SNA is just rolling over him, man. Like, it's not even close at this point. Like, you look at even the way the free farmers are going. Even the Lycan's ahead there. TC's got a Vlad's up already. He's almost got enough for treads on top of that. The Drow's not farming bad, but, I mean, wow. Actually, he is farming well. He's got a Wraithband.
They can dive bottom.
Already.
Yep, dive bottom. There's a cast. This should be an easy kill. Even with TP responses. Oh, a very favorable cast bounce over and over. Wouldn't have mattered.
Unfortunate.
But, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered, but that was really annoying.
There's some fireworks to celebrate from Mike. 6-0, just like that. And yeah, we're talking a 4K gold lead at 8 minutes into the game, man. And that's probably gonna start getting higher soon. They're gonna be able to defend towers whilst beginning to get Lycan involved in the pushing. However, I mean, Ush is level 7 now, so he's not exactly a lightweight. And Fogged is gonna be 6 before long too. So this is gonna be a game where I think we're gonna see a lot of buildings die very quickly.
Mike is not quite level 6, but this hero is very good against Drow, and I imagine was picked up just because of it. The Drow does so much damage, like similar to a sniper, but wants to keep her range. But if you can close...
Korok! Oh, I thought they were going to try to do something with him. Never mind.
But yeah, if you can close that gap onto a hero like Drow, she's just very susceptible to death. Actually goes for Helm of the Dominator early. Very interesting. He wants to just like take stacks or something. I don't know if I really agree with this.
Oh, she's going to be converged on as 4 from SNA are now rotating their way up. There's a rotation from Way 2 as well. He just hit level 4. Mike's out front, has his hook at the ready, and they're going to try to find a way in here. See what they picked up. Is there any smoke? Nope. None. These 3 are going to pull back to stay safe together. And no smoke on. No, check that. There is a smoke on Way 2 if they want to try to use it for anything. Down at bottom, though, this is just leaving TC solo against his Shakiro, and he is quite happy about that fact. Now opening up a 5 CS lead on the Drow Ranger. Korok, as you mentioned, is falling back into the jungle. He's at 38. Not the best, but not the worst either.
Yeah, I think TC's the best hero, actually, is Lycan, when I really think about it. When I first started playing Dota 2, I remember him playing... Lycan and picking a lot as a safe lane free farmer when Lycan wasn't really that popular, and I was really impressed because at the time there was this stigma like, oh, don't pick Lycan, he's a terrible laner, even though people didn't really realize that it actually wasn't too bad. And TC made it work, and that's how I really recognized him, and so I think this is one of his better heroes.
You can see both Ush and Korok going to work in the jungle now. Rotation down the bottom, 3 hooking up with TC. And Brax is right there. There's going to be a preemptive macro pyre just to try to push this back out. I don't think they're going to care. Yeah, they've got the Witch Doctor heals, so they're just going to bring the tower down. Glyph's going to be used to at least make it a more long and drawn out affair. Snaking throws a nice path that catches Whitebeard, but Brax using that plasma field to zone him, and TC takes the last hit on the tower. So that's 2 tier 1s already down on the side of Navi US. And again, Nick just continuing to build on this advantage. Almost 5,000 gold lead generated in the first 11 minutes of this game. Up at top, though, this is going to be a dead tower very quickly. In the meantime, Snaking has a static link on him. Yep, I think they got him. Yep, there's a cast. That's all we'll need. Another kill. Here comes a TP in. Are they just going to wait on it? Yeah, they don't care about Korok as he comes in with an invis.
They know he's here, though, because they actually attacked him once.
The
invis happened, like he activated just a very split second before he TP'd.
Going on Whitebeard, Korok has to bail out though. And yeah, the damage output in the region is just way too high. And he still has his ulti if he ever wants to use it, but yeah, with the reappearance of Snake King, don't think he will. Mike's getting a lot of farm and a lot of gold off of this push after Fogged and Ush were able to bring down the top tier 1 very quickly. And that's one thing that they're going to have to do well, because Nyx is going to be very good at fighting his 5. They're going to be good at split pushing on their own. Snake King caught with a cask. More favorable bounces. Nope, didn't get the one they wanted that time, so break even. However, that's another tier 2. Or their first tier 2, I should say, down. But another tower, more notably.
Yeah, Mike did die about a couple minutes ago to Visage and Drow. So as a result, Fogg's actually been able to get some good levels. Drow is probably dead here. It's going to take a miracle for him to get one out of this one. There's a glimpse here in a second. He does glimpse him back. He's actually getting really high movement speed, but no, there he goes. Okay, that was a little ugly, but they did get him.
You'll be looking up at the grass.
And Wade 2 does make it away. There's a DD down on the ground. He's going to stand there for the moment. 8-1, though. Nyx is just continuing to pile it on. And this is one of those chancy things about going with, as fun as it is, you know, you get the Drow and the Visage, and it's like, all right, we can kill any target. Oh, there's a nice hook from Mike. Caught Wade 2 at just about max range. Fluff drops the ultimate just to be safe. And look at Korok just melt the death ward used by Whitebeard. And he's going to be glimpsed back down to the low ground. Brack should be able to finish him off as he has very little mana. 10-1 just like that as they lose Korok and Wade 2 at the same time. They almost got that courier too, as it was out there a bit. But anyway, I don't even know what they do at this point, because Drow Ranger is not a hero that you're just like, all right, well, we'll just farm for the late game. I mean, she's all right late, but she's not going to get there any sooner than a Lycan is and a Razor is. And they don't really have, you know, they have, I guess, a decent high ground defense, but this is a lineup that's meant to be aggressive, and they're falling so far behind now that they're not going to be able to succeed even when they are aggressive.
Yeah, I think Navi US is obviously in a really bad spot. And I just think Fluff is playing really well this game. Like his just his micro and movement of getting that nice first blood, or I guess it wasn't first blood, but nice easy kill on the Snake King to start things off in that lane. Good decision right there to use the ulti and position himself appropriately so that Korok couldn't really actually walk in there and be aggressive, and as a result got a very nice exchange and actually got the kill on Korok. So yeah, I think Fluff is playing very well this game.
TC going to work on Roshan. Has his book 1 up, and after this Roche kill, he will have book 2 up as well. Taking a look at the Razor. He's got his scepter up. Against this team, I think if he gets BKB, he's basically immortal.
What the
Razor.
Wait, the Razor or the Razor?
The actual Razor. Cracks.
Yeah. I think BKB is going to be good for him. Can't get slowed with the frost arrows.
Yep. He'll still take the right click, sure, but there's going to be way too many targets they have to burn down.
Well,
Korok, there's a static storm, and they got him. Beautiful combination. It is so satisfying to see something like that work. It's like, oh, they got a storm spirit. How about we just, it's, you know, it's what you call forum talk. It's like, oh yeah, you want to quick counter a storm spirit? It's easy. All you got to do is just pick a clockwork and a disruptor. You static storm, then you cog him in the static storm. Easy. But whenever you see it actually work, it is gorgeous. Snaking, not caught in the kinetic field. They are continuing to Razor. TC is going to finish him off easy. And at top, poor Ush can't even push. Like, he got a little bit of damage here, but even just Fluff being sent back is enough to make him scared to push in right now. He may decide to come forward next. It's another tower down as Brax takes it. And we're getting towards 10K. Like, this is just a stomp fest.
Well, I mean, I would say they have this Drow Visage, which is really good for Roshan, but that's already out of... You can't do it anymore. It was taken up here by Nyx. Book 3 on the way, I believe, for... Yeah, does he have it? Oh my god, yeah. Necro 3 at 16, actually sub 16 minutes for the Lycan with the Vlads and Treads. Fantastic farm for him. And yeah, I didn't mention this, but yeah, the Aghanims onto Brax, which is up there at 13 minutes for the Razor. So yeah, us just farming, but he hasn't been able to contribute in this game. And yeah, I don't know. Navi US is just getting totally outplayed here.
Well, I mean, this is one of those games. There's not a whole lot to break down. Either either SNA poops the bed and gives up a gigantic lead, or they don't, and that's going to be the outcome of your game. Because this really, like, who do you like better? Like, well, it feels silly to even talk about like ultra late at like 45, 50 minutes when we're 16 minutes into a game and one team has 10K. I still think I even like SNA better than, or not, yeah, SNA.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, ultra late Visage with full items with the Drow is really, really strong. Drow is very strong. Storm is one of the best heroes in late game. Ogre's great too. It depends. Like, they both have very, very good things in ultra late game, but don't think we're gonna get there just because Nyx is completely out farming them in this phase. I mean, Witch Doctor is really good ultra late game too, but
there's gonna be a jump on a Whitebeard. They finally get their second kill. Fluff's right there, though. And glimpsed him back inside. Do they have the damage? No, Mike could not get the cogs down. Mike's going to go ahead and use his Blade Mail, and that'll be enough to keep the Drow Ranger off of him. Down at bottom, Na'Vi getting some work done as they hook up the THD and the Visage to push the tier 1. A lot of flying heroes. Actually, not a lot, too. Above average number of flying heroes this game. And Lycan, though, doing his job, pushing in top. He's got some help on the way. That's going to be us showing his face, and now Brack's going to zone him off completely. And at least they might want to get that alpha. Well, very nice reaction and split to avoid that ice pad. Now they're going to turn it right back around. Fogged, eating a lot of damage. Razor, God, TC caught with the fire blast in the meantime, though. So everyone does make it away by the skin of their teeth. But they're going to be able to fall back with all of these minions. The Necro Book creeps, the Wolves very quickly bring down that tier 2.
I mean, they're basically 2v5ing right there, and they get the tower. And they're also spreading the map for their other members to get some farm. Speaking of farm, Whitebeard almost has a Scepter, which is a fantastic timing for him on the Witch Doctor. Doesn't have level 11 yet, but still, that's very good. IX Mike, he's getting a Aghanim Scepter himself, actually, after the Blade Mill. And there's a blink on the Disruptor, so interesting pickups here from some of the members on Nyx, but I do like the blink on Disruptor. It actually gives you just, what, 1,000 or actually 1,200 more range on top of the 1,800 glimpse, so it's effectively a 3,000 range glimpse.
Yeah, I like the builds plural coming out on pretty much every side of SNA right now. And, you know, it's mobility based, yeah, but like going early Scepter on the Doctor, I mean, other than just being an awesome snowball item, tanks him up, just gives him even more survivability, allows him to stick in these fights. And, you know, taking a look at Ush, I'm like you, the Helm of the Dominator, I mean, it's cool to have the Alpha Wolf running with you this early on and to have that aura. I mean, he is hitting like a truck right now. But there's just so many ways for them to get on top of him, so many ways for them to deal with him, so many ways to punish him for retreating or trying to run away, that I don't know that he's ever going to have a chance to stand his ground and deal that damage for much more than a minute or two.
They probably could have killed him up there top, but they were afraid he was being baited. He actually wasn't, but they obviously didn't know that. So they took the safer route, and definitely the smarter choice. Meanwhile, IX Mike, he is dead. My God. I think the aura was actually used up there by Drow. Yeah, so the birds were doing so much damage.
Well, Na'Vi putting up what fight they can. They've taken down 2 tier 1s, but everything else remains standing for SNA right now. They will continue to farm it out, though. And, you know, Ush is in pretty decent shape. He's got a Manta. Hell yeah, he's got an Ogre Club up now on his way to a BKB. So I think if you're Nyx, it's about time to just go push it, isn't it? Like, about time to be like, all right, well, they're probably going to wait on, like, their BKB for TC. After that, though, I think they'll just start running at the tier 3s.
BKB on TC, BKB on Brax. They're both going to come out at the same time. So I think that's, yeah, probably what they're waiting for. This blink is also really good on Disruptor, too, because you can just blink ulti the Storm if she's stunned or caught up by, like, a hook or something. Mm-hmm. And it's an instant silence, so really good for him. Yep, there's the BKB.
There's one, and Brax is, as you mentioned, close to his. His Mithril Hammer's on the Courier. So he needs about another 125 gold, and he'll have it. But to Na'Vi US's credit, they are making sure they take what they can get when they can get it. They're going to be forced to pull back, as TC was getting a little too close to tier 3s for comfort. Has his BKB. He will go ahead and ulti. There's going to be the Death Ward onto Ush. Now Korok, eating a lot of damage, ends up dying to that Death Ward. So they got baited. And even letting it channel, and poor way to actually ate a bit of damage there on the way out as well. Brax has the recipe for his BKB up, and they could probably just fall back, let Razor, let TC heal. Brax will be caught. Let's see if they've got enough damage. They're actually bursting him fairly well, and yeah, there you go. Now they're going to follow it up. Whitebeard, stunned by all the Visage Familiars. There's a very fortuitous cask that caught the Drow and the Visage at the same time, consecutive bounces. And yeah, they will go ahead and pull back. So, but yeah, Razor, if he gets his BKB, and then they just wait on... Mike's on his way to a Scepter. Actually, he's very close to it. Yeah, another 300 gold. BKB's up on everyone and a Scepter on Mike. They'll be fine.
That was just straight up feed on Brax. There was no, he was like just auto-attacking all by himself from the low ground onto the tower, missed like half the attacks, and just died. Whitebeard actually wasn't... Could have maybe saved him if he was healing a little bit earlier, but that was just a straight up feed from Brax.
And there's a stout shield denied by Ush, and Roshan will be respawning here in just a moment. And there's going to be an engagement in jungle. In the meantime, they catch Fluff. And I'll tell you what, man, Na'Vi is fighting their way back. Still a long way to go. They do catch Korok, but there's going to be the gust on the Mike, and he's going to die.
All right, Mike.
So the feed is on. The experience has been cut down about half. It's still a significant gold lead for SNA, but they need to just stop running around and trying to be cute. Group up and go push. One good win and they win.
This could be the one-by-one effect. Oh, could be a really nice casks. And it is. There's the ultimate coming out from Fog. Oh, the silence
bouncing
misses.
too. Oh, and it got Ush. They're going to chase him down. Oh, that Ag Scepter Witch Doctor. That bounced for days. That chased, like, the Ush was in the middle of nowhere and was getting hit by that. Such a good item on a Witch Doctor.
Yeah, and his silence missed him, like, just barely. So he couldn't stop it, unfortunately. There's the Ags coming up for IX Mike, which is really good. And is the ult still active from Brax? I don't think it matters. I think they're still going to push this. They haven't even used BKB up on a TC.
Tier 3, down to about half health now. Korok will find himself a haster, and they're actually going to back off of this, which is rather surprising to me. Roche up in, yep, about 45 seconds to a minute. Yep, 1 minute.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Acceptor on Fogged. He's doing some work on these outer towers. And takes the tier 2 up top, about 1/4 HP. Pretty good for him, or actually 1/5 HP. BKB finished onto Ush, which is honestly not that big of a deal. Like, it's important, but it's important namely for the clock and like the supports. But these cores are still going to truck him.
BKB very quick on TC. Now Korok's going to run, but there's the hook. Do they have the damage? They manage to cog him, and they do clean him up. That had to be executed perfectly, otherwise it wasn't going to work. If there was even a second for him to reset and use Ball Lightning out, he gets away. Instead, it's a return kill and a very good one.
Yep. Why did Fog resummon his birds? He had 3 up to the left of him, and they were fine. That was really weird. I don't think he needed a resummon. So if now
he was worried about bringing him all the way across the map outside of going like this, you know, like
I guess, but that's a cooldown you want to save, because if you have like your birds coming up, oh no, Fogged limps.
Beautifully played as they kill him easily. Birds are going to head back to the Hoos. Actually, he's going to fly him right over mid. Now he'll pull him back.
Well, if you have your birds that just come out of their stone form, and you have the Drought Aura, they're going to hit for like 100 damage, like really hard. Actually, more than 100 damage, because they're hitting for 100 right now. And then if you can do that double, you can burst anyone down in a second. Like literally, right now, you could burst anyone down.
He'll be back up in 15 seconds. All of his familiars did survive, so yeah, you can see just the damage he's doing to these creep camps. Pretty absurd whenever they are full. And Roshan, in the meantime, will be dropping while Aegis goes to TC again. And mid, they put a little bit of damage on the tower. We'll see what they want to do, but probably wait on cooldowns and go again.
Hook
hang on,
onto mid.
Oh, try to use his rocket flare. Doesn't work, Mike. That is magical damage.
Yep, Razor can get him pretty easily though, but Razor wasn't there, so Aegis, who's a go for the Lycan. And he's got an Assault Caress here pretty soon, as I think you mentioned. And some counter warning coming out from Fluff and stuff. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Gonna go for a Yules next. I would like to see the Ags on him. I think it's really good, but Yules is fine. It helps him get away from things.
Both teams just continuing to farm for a bit. Brax looking to get his Shivas up. Very nice, gets the Drow Ranger. Has his plate mail done. Clockwork has gone Ghost Scepter after his blade mail. Don't mind that at all. Good way for him to disengage. I mean, really, again, there's not a whole lot we can say, as all Na'Vi can do is just continue to farm and try to split push where they can. All the tier 2s are still remaining for SNA, however. Ush, up to about 2,000 gold, maybe wanting to go for a crit stick or something soon. There's going to be a glimpse back, though, and it's going to be on the Fog. Kinetic field is up. And Fog caught out behind once again. He's going to lose his familiars on top of everything else. Resummoned them right in front of him, and is going to lose one. So a little odd choice from him that time. I guess he wants to be able to use those to fight and help his team here. But lost them right in front of them. Now Macro Pyre and an Ice Path. Brax is way up front, has his BKB up, and is using that ulti. And it dies very quickly with the help of TC. Rax down. And they may just rotate. And there's going to be a hook that's going to end up catching Way2. Fire Blast does as much damage to Way2 as it does to Mike. And they're going to fall back and reset, but it's not going to take much for them to do that to any other lane they choose, really. Familiars will catch Mike, so nice play from Fogged, even from the grave. And he uses his hook, drops his cogs, and now is going to continue to run. And yeah, he should be able to make it away.
Yep, he has to be careful, though, because if Mike was actually back there and ready, he can cancel his TP through the BKB, but obviously, Mike was kind of preoccupied with stuff in mid. Didn't really see exactly what he was doing. But oh, they got another kill on Korok? Ooh, that's really good.
I didn't even see where that happened.
Yeah, it must have been Fluff's ulti. Yeah, it was Fluff's ulti.
20-6. SNA now leading by a Rax as well as anything else. Fogged wants an Assault Cure, it would seem. But I don't think he's going to get a chance to build it, as everyone is just huge. And speaking of Assault Cuirass, how about a fresh one on TC?
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
Yep. Fogg hasn't really been able to get much done this game, unfortunately. Like, decent farm, but compared to the Visage game he had against Team Tinker, where he was just owning.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was, like, remember, he was like 5-0-2 at 10 minutes or something. And just couldn't be stopped. I don't even think, did they even have Drow in that game? I think they did, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had, like, tied Ogre, and then they picked Drow Visage. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Something like that. But not the same case this game. As Nick's just with a better draft, and I guess, you know, Brax drafting for them seems to be a lot more effective. They seem a lot more crisp and just clear about what they want to do and accomplish a game.
Looks like they're ready to close it out, as they're going to be moving along top lane. Only the Jakiro has buyout right now for Na'Vi US. So any kills are going to be raw dog style. Let's see if they can extend this game, or if it's going to be SNA's turn to open their campaign here in the D2L with a 2-0 victory. Very nice way to get started, and it'll give them some momentum to carry into their next series, which begins very soon. About 30 minutes from now, if all goes to schedule and they do indeed win, they'll be taking on Empire. There's going to be the hook and the ulti. And just look at that thing bouncing. Just look at the damage output. Love the Scepter on the Witch Doctor, and that's why Mike hooked in bottom. He's got his blade mail up, but he is going to end up dead. Ush is pecking away at Brax now, and we're going to have Korok going out to get Fluff and stuff. And they just ignored TC for the most part. They do still manage to get one set of racks. Brax actually somehow still alive. And that's the buyout from the Drow Ranger force. I just abandoned that and watched Korok go because I assumed Brax was just going to end up dead there. He was taking so much damage. But not the case. As Na'Vi US puts up a fight, but it costs them a couple of buyouts, and they end up losing their racks anyway.
Yeah, Brax is actually really. I thought he was gonna die too. I was like, you do not want to go man mode against this Drow, but he bought a Shiva's, so the negative attack aura and the extra armor actually really played a role into that. So able to go man mode against the Drow, and yep, that's 2 racks down. And with a Lycan and a Razor with Ags on the team, I don't know if you can really defend this. Honestly, it's similar to like a trying to defend 2 racks down against a Furion. It seems impossible.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to reset. You know, and there was a high water mark. They did get the tier 3 at top at one point. But, yep, SNA very happy to just reset, lock and load, and start walking down this bottom lane.
I'll take that.
And I'm really impressed with the way they've looked as a team. You know, it's one thing and the thing is, like, I always have an innate appreciation for teams who just go, yep, we're going to do our thing, and we're just going to be better than you today. Maybe not always, but today, we're going to draft quickly. We're not going to worry about what the hell you're up to. We don't care if it's wonky. We don't care if it looks like every other draft in the metagame right now. We're just going to do what we're going to do, and we're going to be better than you, and we're going to win because of it. And that's kind of how it feels like SNA did that. Like, they came in kind of joking and you know, just being these guys, if you know these guys, and then they just done work. And Korok trying to make life hard for Fluff will be able to do so as he picks him off. Whitebeard going to get some help from Brax, and there's going to be the ulti before he dies. He actually ends up feeding himself as well. Got a double kill beforehand, but don't know that it was worth giving his own body for.
Possibly stalls the push. Not terrible. He does have buyback, so they could fight this potentially 5v3 in their base, which is definitely the odds that they are going to need. Do they have the Aegis still anymore? No. But they do have a completed Assault Cuirass. And Brax has got some evasion on top of it. So no MKB coming out from Drow for any time soon. And Brax is pretty tanky. Or multicast will just bring him down to half.
Yep, there's going to be a BKB used, and he's just going to TP away.
Well, he almost tied, actually.
They're going to come back out. TC has to BKB as well. And they are going to end up catching up before Mike, who did not build a BKB, and will end up dead.
You can
So,
come out to that tin can anytime.
buyback from Korok extends this game. And Roshan not even that far away from being up again, as the Aegis expired quite some time ago on TC. But looks like we're going to keep playing Dota for a little bit longer.
Minute 39 is the response, so relatively fast for Roshan. Not too many wards up from either team. But yeah, honestly not too much more to say. As long as Nick's fight is 5 and march together down the lane, I don't think they can actually lose. Just these like little mini engagements before they actually decide to go push together. They're kind of screwing their rhythm up. But yeah, I agree. They shouldn't just go as 5 bottom.
I'll take that.
They may wait out another Roshan. They know he's going to be coming up soon. Don't know that it's necessary, though. This may be one of those games where they don't even realize how far ahead they are. But the Lycan has 4,100 gold. And I'm a little curious. Like, I understand that you got to push your lanes out, but you should just go try to kill these birds, maybe. Shove the lane. Then just everyone go. Just draw it on the map. Just go in this way. Right here. X marks the spot.
Yep. And there is a wolf. Actually, 2 wolves in Roshan. And it's going to see in 30 seconds. I actually think they might disappear before the Roshan respawns.
Yep, just before.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate. That's a butterfly for the Drow. No buyback for him. But it is outputting a lot of damage. Butterfly is really especially good when you have a Visage because it adds a ton of agility, which is going to help your precision aura, which will make the birds hit even harder when you do activate it.
Right. Mike about gave me a heart attack. Both teams were so far apart, I knew there was going to be no action. So I was screwing around in showcase mode, looking at a wolf in the pit. And then I hear a hook. I feel like I had let down my viewers. But now, once again, going to move forward. Brax uses his Shivas. They are going to catch Snaking with the hook and cog him back out and down. He runs into it twice and ends up dying before he can run into it a third time. He's going to buy out immediately. Now Ush is the one. He's way too far forward. There's going to be the BKB used as Brax is trying to zone them out. Mike's follows it up. Doesn't get the cogs down. In the meantime, they just want to bring down the racks. They brought down the tier 3 already. TC is raid boss at this point. They finish off one set of racks, and looks like they might even think about leaving. Korok jumps back in, though. There's going to be an ice path that catches IX Mike. Brax Pretty low health, has to leave. Mike tried to get out by hooking one of his own teammates. But they get the melee racks and not the ranged. So, Navi US not giving up the ghost quite yet. In fact, going to TP Ush back to try and extend things.
Not the best static storm from Fluff, actually. I think he preemptively cast it to expect like storm coming to kill him, but so he put it like right on himself and it hit absolutely nobody. So kind of a wonky play right there. Roche is up, but fortunately that they only got the range Rex for themselves, as the melee one is going to regen up to full. So not the biggest win for Nyx, but obviously, I mean, being up 5 racks is pretty damn good. So still going to be very hard for them for Navi US to turn this one around.
I think that's putting it mildly.
Yeah. I mean, Drow is hitting like a truck though. And Visage Birds, if he has the double, like if he has it off cooldown, like I said, you can. God, they're gonna hit so hard. I'm gonna keep an eye on that to see how much damage they're doing with Precision Aura.
Oh, a nice 2-man Ice Path, and Fluff may end up burning down, and this is Korok's gonna collapse. Brax unable to get the kill on a Waitsu. Korok in the meantime does secure the kill onto Fluff and stuff, and now Snaking able to force Staff away. And TC running right into Fog. In the meantime, Brax did manage to get the kill onto Korok. So, bit of a cluster here. We're actually going to have Mike hooking in once again and cogging down one. Whitebeard ends up dying to Ush on the outside of that. Shivas does manage to hit him. That's going to slow him a bit, and yep. TC there to help out. Ush down. No buyback. And we're going to see...
He is buyback.
Quit. Does he?
Yep.
I thought he used it.
Nope, he's got it.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Nice. Okay, I will say IX Mike is like a master of these cogs. Like he's hitting all of his cogs. It's not just like trying to trap people in. He's like that one we saw where he hooked Snaking and then ran in front of him, so that Snaking couldn't actually force out. And yeah, there's the double buyback instantly. And these racks, they do have a glyph.
TC gonna BKB, go right on to Ush. Way2 throwing out the Bloodlust. Not gonna matter. That's going to be Megas. They will catch Brax from behind. And he's super dead. And they're still trying to catch TC, at least Way2 is. And actually got juked. Shook him. And TC used... that's actually really smart, using the wolves to block that little gap.
Yep, and for some scouting, I mean... yeah, this game is over, man. Navi US... Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Not with Megas. They just don't have any like really creep clearers on their side.
Well, there's that, and you know the gigantic deficit in gold with no way to recoup it because you're now farming at half speed. Brax spotted by Korok. Korok goes in. There's going to be another beautiful death ward. That's going to kill Korok off. And not quite. Oh, there's the glimpse on the Fog, bringing him right back into the firing line. He drives a godlike streak for TC. And Ush, next on the list, kinetic field. Yep. Did assemble, and Ush will walk out of it, but tried to fight his way out. There's going to be a macro fire. GG called. So, ends up going 40 minutes. Most of us could have predicted the outcome about 20 minutes ago. Nonetheless, SNA off to a very nice start for their D2L campaign, man. And Navi US is kind of feeling schizophrenic to me right now. We saw how good they looked against Team Tinker earlier. And here in this one, they just really didn't look like they were anywhere near on the same page.
Yeah, and if there were any thoughts about, whether SNA was a formidable team to take the spot of Team Secret, I think those thoughts or those questions are answered with the nice performance today. They have another best of 3 after this, as you mentioned, against Team Empire, who did not look very good as the last time we saw them. To put it,
like they were.
Yeah, to be earnest about it. But yep, Brax with the captain's chair, sitting in the captain's chair, has actually been doing pretty nicely for his team. Like I said, I think they look a lot more crisp and they look a lot more deliberate in what they want to do. And I mean, he's showing that right from the draft because he's not using any time at all. So we'll see how they fare up in their next best of 3 series.
Definitely agree with you. Like you said, they just... Crisp is the word. Crisp and deliberate and confident. Also the word. Speaking of confident, TC, as you said, you thought Lycan was his best hero? Well, he put on a show for us today. 9-0 and 6, 8-2 and 15 on Brax. Very nice out of him. Ush, once again, finished okay. 6-3-3. 607 GPM was the second highest on the board behind TC's Lycan. But the fact that they were down so much for so long and he held it close is actually impressive in and of itself. But Navi US takes a loss, their first one here in D2L play. Still plenty of matches for them in their schedule to go, though, for them to get things back on track. Thanks for being a part of the broadcast, guys. I'm your host, Aaron AC Chambers. It is a wonderful Sunday. Lots going on in the Dota world, and we've got another best of 3 coming up in, about 20 minutes from now. So we hope you'll join us for that. Make sure that you follow us here on twitch.tv/D2L. Don't want you to miss any of the action, not just today, because we do have 3 more best of 3s by the time all is said and done this evening. But we also want you back for all of our future events and, of course, all of the remainder of D2L Season 5. So make sure you hit the little follow button right below my smiling, not really smiling, my talking, my jawing mug. Once again, Na'Vi bounced out by SNA here in